This is our chance to build unparalleled wealth and success for the U.S. growth, which would greatly reduce the percentage of debt.
Hey guys, Louie here, and I'm going to take a minute and look at the charts. Here we are on Sunday. I believe it is July 21st. And as you know, we had what a wonderful week in the market. I just love to see silver going up. And what is really significant about last week was that we broke the recent high. Okay, this is a 5-year chart, and we broke right through the recent high from January or February of 2019 up to about 1650, settling back at 1620, but clearly a substantial breakout. All right, when that kind of thing happens, you can expect it to continue, in my opinion. And, I think it will. So what am I expecting? Well, if you take the most rudimentary charting techniques, often they will tell you to look at the most recent high, which over the last 5-year period is about $20, and the most recent low, which is about $14, right? And look for a 50% retracement. All right? So if we were to take $20 minus $14, that would be a $6 spread, and half of that is $3. 3 on top of 14 is 17. So, and you can see we did not break down until we busted past about, let's see, what was the last low? 1586, 1645. Okay, so we should definitely expect to get back up to, you see all of the activity here between 1630 and 1786. I think we're definitely going to be on a march back up to about 17, right? That's kind of what I expect. However, I also expect us, and I can't speak to the timing of this, but if we get past 17, let's say if we get past 1720, I think we're going to have an immediate move into the 18s. I think what people will be looking for is a retracement back up to 20. And yes, if you blinked, you missed that move to 20, but I remember it well because I remember being, elated that we were past the point of having $14 silver. Of course, when silver was 14, many people were predicting it would go lower, and it didn't. And then we immediately shot up to 20. And I recall thinking, this is it. We're on our way up to the stratosphere. However, I saw a lot of people selling up around 19 and 20. And, that range between 14 and 20 has proven to be a tradable range. So I think 20 will be the outside goal. But if we can get past 17, if we can clear these recent tops here, I think we'll immediately have a jump up to about 1850. Okay, right about there. Okay, and that is the point where I would get much more bearish for a short-term pullback. But that's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to continue on this move, plus or minus, up to 17, a little over 17, and I think in a heartbeat, if we can get over 17, I think the move's going to continue, and I will think we'll be around 1850. So that's what I'm expecting. Just looking at this chart, I do remember this period well when I first had started stacking, and we were dropping from $20 back down to 15, 30, and then a lot of good buys were made down here. And then finally back down here at around $14. A lot more excellent purchases were made down here. So, but look at all the support over the last 5 years. Of course, inflation has been raging, okay, for everything that I buy, whether it be utilities or Big Macs or just about everything is much more expensive than it was, except for silver. So we have a lot of support down here around the 14. Here we have a double bottom again at the 14, actually a little above the 14 level. And now the push off and break up to a let's see, this is a July to 1 year. This is a 1 year breakout. Now, if we look at gold, of course, gold doesn't have the baggage of being an industrial metal, but let's see, gold has been marching up. Clearly, when we broke 1328, it was going to move big, and from 1328 up to about 1450, I thought it was, you know, that rise happened very rapidly. You can see it was just a matter of, here's from February, and here is the breakout actually that occurred June. From June 2nd upwards to today, July 21st, that move was substantial, and I think silver will have a similar move. Back to the silver chart. Here we are. This is nothing close to the move that gold has made, and again, it's an industrial metal, and it does have that baggage. But I really think we're headed higher. I do not think we're headed back down, or if we do go back down to about 1580 or so, I think I will reload any options. And look for this move back to 17. It looks like it's really in the cards over the next month or two. And then if we can get above 17, 1720, I think it will pop back up to around 1850. That's just what I'm expecting, what I'm thinking. I know everybody's got a different thought about this, and people like to think silver is manipulated. But if you were dumping your silver down around here, around 14 or 15, you were in good company. Here's a lot of people were dumping silver back in 2016 when it got down to 14, and everybody said it's going to 8, which is ridiculous in my opinion. But a lot of people dumped out of here, and then look at this move to 20 right after. So perhaps that's the manipulation. Perhaps what they're doing right now is running it up and dropping it back to accumulate, running it up, dropping it back to accumulate more for the rise up here. Will it ever get past 20? Well, I think some really negative things are going to happen in the world. But we have some stuff happening in Iran that should give us a little pop on Monday. Again, watch that 17 level, but I don't think from 1620 to 17, I think that's a cakewalk, because look at the substantial bottoms that we've made and the breakout. The chart looks really good, guys. Okay, and I don't think I'm pumping here. I think I'm just reading this chart. Alrighty, what do you think? You think it's going higher? And maybe it doesn't matter. I've already got a full stack. I've got all the silver I want or need, but I do like to play the options from time to time. And someone asked me recently if I was shorting, and I would say no, I would not short this chart at all. Bottom, 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 breakout. That's looking good, and gold is leading the way. You know, what's there to say here other than it looks great? Interest rates look to be headed lower, and recession, I think, is in the cards. I think the world is headed towards a massive recession. It's already started in Great Britain, and clearly there are many places around the world that are experiencing the cutbacks. China, the trade wars have been devastating to China, which was already turning down. And I see more stores closing. I don't know, all this rosy outlook, but everywhere I look on a street corner, I see another store closed. And I see the real estate market continuing to turn over in the market that I look at. That's where I live. That's what I know. And I will tell you, I'm seeing houses turning over as well. So I continue to think that silver is a good hold here, and is actually it could even be a purchase. I might pick up some options looking for that move to 1850. The question will be at 20. That is the question. That's where we will test our metals. If it pops back up to 20, let's take a 20-year chart here. Well, 20 doesn't look like much here. But if it gets back up to 20, that's going to be the challenge. I think if you were going to sell, I wouldn't sell more than half your stack. But we're a long way from 20. We're a long way from 17. But I think it's going to come up on us really good, really fast. And I think you ought to be giving some thought to what you would do if silver hit 1850. I would probably be selling a little at 1850, looking for the pullback. If it hit 20, I might be selling even more, but I would never sell it all. Just wouldn't do that. It wouldn't make sense because as it passes 20, it could be on its way to 200, depending on the nature of inflation and our new Banana Republic mindset to inflate our way out of our debt crisis. If you didn't see it recently, I'll put this this little blurb from the president up for you to read. Clearly, inflation is the goal. Okay, the government, we can't pay the debt down, so inflation is where this whole thing is headed. We can't be growing our way out of this mess. It's impossible to achieve the amount of growth that is necessary. So when Trump talks about expanding our GDP, what he's talking about is paying more for the very same stuff we produce today. And try doing that in a recession. Good luck. So, look for the purchasing value of the dollar to decline. And that, in my view, is a good reason to hold metals if you can't think of any other, which I can think of many. Okay, guys, that's just my thought. What do you think? How do you read this chart? Looks pretty good to me. Again, if we go back to the 1 year, look at that. That is a really nice breakout. And with a little extra encouragement on Monday, we could easily be in the high 16s. Easily. Okay, that's enough talking on my part. Hope you guys are well, and I'll talk to you later.